morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Princess Mayti de la Peña, and today I will be talking about the education in the new normal. Is it ironic how our 2020 has come and now coming to an end? Time flew by so fast, and our world completely turned upside down. What was once normal became abnormal, and what was not normal became our normal. And now, we call it the new normal. Education plays a vital role in anyone's life. Its value is treasured and cannot be ignored, for it helps a person to find a better job and fulfill their dreams and goals in life. Many would agree that education and success go together, for where education is, there lies success. Education is also an important aspect that greatly impacts this modern world. But for the past year and a half, the world has been battling against an unseen enemy, lurking everywhere and attacking each of us. The Philippines is no exception and is one of the countries greatly devastated by the COVID-19 virus. According to a survey conducted in the Philippines, 64% of the Filipinos lost their jobs. 37,000 lost their lives. 41.3 businesses shut down. Healthcare and governance were challenged to their limits, and education was almost put on hold. However, there is a light at the end of this darkness. Most importantly, education cannot be put on hold and let the younger generation suffer the loss while the country faces the severity of this virus. The leaders and pillars of education have been planning on how learning must still continue, knowing all the risk. The Department of Education has cautiously managed to come up with plans to not stop providing education to the millions of learners in the country. With the massive shift in education, teachers have already called on and sought support from the community and from the integral resources of the family and the parents. Teachers cannot do all the tasks and plans by themselves. They need help. The goal is to empower the community and the parents to help the learning process of the students. For the students to become a well-equipped learners that can strive in this competitive society that full of inevitable changes. Furthermore, education is key for the next generations of Filipino lawyers, teachers, engineers, and doctors to become fully fledged productive citizens of this nation. In this regard, the DepEd and CHED have launched their Learning Continuity Plan, which emphasizes implementing alternative learning resources such as maximizing the commands, encouraging TV and radio-based solutions to areas with limited access to the internet, and making and delivering self-learning modules. The dedication and determination of our education sector have been seen by the guiding teachers, parents, learners, and the community in this new normal setup of the learning process within the changing landscape of Philippine education during this pandemic. Teachers, parents, and learners must work together to recreate the learning experience in their learning environments and home. Utilizing this distance learning that provides an opportunity for students to learn. Indeed, this crisis has emphasized existing hurdles in all aspects of life. But we must remain focused no matter how difficult it is. In any way as possible, education must continue. Just like what Roy T. Bennett said, nobody is exempted from the trials of life, but everyone can always find something positive in everything, even in the worst of times. This quotation reminds us that life is full of tests and it depends on us on how we can overcome this kind of difficulties. Moreover, in this time of pandemic, we will undoubtedly need courage, resilience, and flexibility in dealing with problems and changes. We should not let bad things or uncontrollable happenings get the best of us. This is for my fellow students who feel hopeless, little, and suffer from anxiety, depression, and lack of motivation in the new normal of education. Another quote before I end my speech. This is by Desiderata. We all have our differences. We must not compare ourselves with others. You may become vain or bitter, for there will always be greater and lesser people than you. Nurture your strength of spirit to shield you from sudden misfortunes. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings, for many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond wholesome discipline, we must be gentle with ourselves, for we are the children of God. It is still a beautiful world in this noisy confusion of life. Be cheerful and strive to be happy. We will get through this pandemic and hopefully everything will go back to how it should be. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned a lot from my inspirational speech, which is the education in the new normal.